Hello everyone, welcome back to my page, welcome back to my channel. Now, I'm going to be coming at y'all with some Avatar The Last Airbender tea. Um, I had did, a video about, colorism last year and things like that, and it got, for the most part, the majority of negative backlash, but I don't really come here to, appeal to people or kiss butts and things like that, though. And I didn't really bother reviewing the live action series on Netflix that came out last year. It was not worth my time. I fell asleep watching the first episode, and then by the fifth episode, I just, just gave up and things like that, though. But it did well. The series itself did well, and it was not enough to destroy the Avatar franchise in season two and season three have been greenlit, and they're probably filming them as we speak, though. But this is the nail in the coffin for me. I was kind of hoping by season two they would have got their act together and fixed a lot of the issues, though. But I just feel like we're going down another rabbit hole, and this show is going to be ruined. And I'm going to confirm why I believe it's being ruined now. What has been confirmed at this moment right now is that, of course, Mia Chek, who plays Toph in a live action series, she's been cast to play Toph. And I've seen Mia Chek in other projects. I've seen her in The Darkest Minds, and that's kind of the only project I've seen her in, but she looks the part. She has the attitude, and I'm convinced that she'll be a good Toph. I was convinced that she'll be a good Toph, but it was confirmed today that they are making changes to Toph's character. Okay. What they're going to do in season two is that they're going to, they want to humanize Toph. And by humanizing her, they want her to embrace her feminine side, her femininity, and her to walk and, being a girly girl and, her beauty. And we're living in a new era to where we don't have, not every character has to be a strong female archetype. And has to be a tomboy, and so we're going to appeal to to Top's girl side, her feminine side, and whatever, and things like that. And once I saw that tweet, I was at the highest level of festivity. Hold on, y'all. I wanted to have that video saved. I had saved a video of a TikToker talking about this. Hold on. Let me see if I saved it. I ended up saving it. But yeah, that TikToker, talks about it better than I do. But anyway, to make a long story short, is that this proves that Netflix has no balls. And the reason why I say Netflix has no balls is because I see the bigger picture. I know why they made these changes, okay? Because here's the thing about Avatar The Last Airbender. It was, woke or, progressive at its time. All right. We're talking about, a TV series that was diverse, that had a good message, and came out at a time to where this whole anti-woke movement never existed. If Avatar The Last Airbender had debuted today, it would have been canceled, okay? Avatar The Last Airbender deals with issues such as war, genocide, generational curses, gender discrimination, female empowerment, misogyny, and tons of abusive parents, tons of other things and things like that. And it was very progressive and good for its time and things like that. All right. But the thing is about that, we have this whole anti-woke movement and this whole anti-woke culture. Netflix is afraid of any backlash. All right. And I saw signs that from the first season because they removed Sokka being misogynistic, okay? In book one, Sokka was misogynistic, and his whole arc was overcoming that. And he literally gets the misogyny beat out of him by the Kyoshi warriors. They even put Sokka in a dress and makeup and to beat the misogyny after him and show them that women can be just as strong as men, okay? And Netflix did not do that, okay? Because if Netflix had did that, there would have been niggas like Geeks and Gamers, OutK Outpost, and freaking Melanie Mac and all these other mofos making videos like, oh, they're feminizing our men, the trans lesbian agenda, blah blah blah. Netflix was too afraid to do that, but I gave them a pass on that. But now they're going too far by removing Toph's tomboyish and her toughness and saying that she's going to be more feminine and she's going to appeal to her girl's side and not be a tomboy. They are only doing this. They are only doing that because because we live in this whole anti-culture, this gender war, to where if a female is strong, powerful, independent, and don't take no for an answer, it's woke. And Netflix has no balls because they're afraid of the backlash. They are afraid of the backlash of the anti-woke crowd. Because I will tell you, I was expecting for this to come though. I was expecting for this to come though. I was excited about season two because I wanted to eat these anti-woke grifters up. It's because Toph is a character I love, I identify with, but she is just screaming. Toph is screaming with wokeness. And why do I say Toph is screaming with wokeness? It's because you have a 12-year-old girl, all right? She's 12 and she's a girl. She's a little girl on top of that. She's blind. She can't see, but her disability became her greatest, ally or her greatest strength is because her other senses were able to, kick in because she earth bends by sensing the vibration from her feet. Okay? And not only that, not only is she a great earthbender, she's the greatest earthbender of all time. The greatest earthbender of all time. She invented metal bending, and she's and her fight scenes are fast and furious. Okay, that this character is just itching for the anti-woke movement to tear apart, but they can't. It's because this character came out many years before they had these mofos had YouTube accounts and bashed and hated everything for being diverse. Okay, it doesn't get more woke than this, though. And not only is she the most powerful earthbender that had ever lived, and she's blind, she also has a tough, tomboyish personality, doesn't take no for an answer, and she always calls Aang Twinkle Toes, and she is just, all around a bad mamma jamma. All right, there is nothing feminine about Toph. I mean, Toph may have her feminine moments here or there where she kisses Sokka, and she's all like, "Sokka, you saved me, and I love you," or whatever. And then she has a sensitive side to where she learned to, see Aang, Katara, and Sokka, and even Zuko as her family and things like that. And she kind of cries how her parents never accepted her for being a strong, powerful, and independent woman, though. But for the most side, though, Toph is a no having, no emotional, independent mamma jamma. And she doesn't apologize for it though. When she shows her affection by punching people in the shoulder, that's how she shows affection. And so Netflix themselves is going to remove that, make that essential, make that character arc essential, just so they don't get any backlash from the anti-woke movement. And Netflix has no balls. You guys have bended over and submitted to the anti-woke grifters on YouTube because you're afraid of the backlash. I know for a fact. Netflix only decided to change Toph's character personality to not get any backlash from the anti-woke movement. Because, this character debuts, as a 12-year-old girl who was blind. 12-year-old girl who was blind and uses her feet to sense vibrations in the ground to earthbend, and she's the greatest earthbender to ever lived, and she's a bad mamma jamma, a tomboyish personality, and all around doesn't fit the mold of a damsel in distress. That's woke, and they would shoot his character up. But my thing is this though, the Avatar fandom would have destroyed them because that's part of the character. It's part of the character. For her to be no nonsense, no having, no any of that, though Toph, as a matter of fact, though Toph, when we talk about the original Avatar, all right, when people talk about their fan favorite characters, though, she's at the tippy top of the list, though, y'all. This girl, Toph, looks like a character that can bite your face off, and men and women have identified, Toph. They love, both men and women love Toph. All right. She's a character that is gender neutral. Women can see themselves in Toph. I'm a dude, and like my toughness, my grasp side, and things that I feel strongly about, I can also resonate with Toph too, though. As some, no, 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 and her making her greatest, her greatest, weakness, her strength. A lot of people can identify with that, though. As somebody who was autistic, who has a disability themselves, I looked up to Toph because she took a disability that is there to disable her or cripple her and turned that into something that can be beneficial to her life. And I love that character. And to put the icing on the cake, she she's like, I'm blind, but I can still kick your butt. I can still bite your head off though. I can still milly whop you though. This is a 12-year-old girl who was milly whopping grown men, grown women, kicking butt left and right. She was the tank of the group, the tank of the group, the tank of the group. And I was so excited to see Mia Check kick some butt. I really wanted to see Mia Check kick some butt, have let loose, let her hair down, have some fun, and do her thing. But we're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get that, and I'm so upset. And I'm so upset. Toph does not need to be a feminine archetype, does not need to fit the mold. And here's the thing about that, though. When Avatar: The Last Airbender debuted, though, when we're talking about cartoon medium, at the time, there wasn't that really strong presence of strong female characters, okay? Okay, we didn't really have that many archetyped in media, all right, though. But like the Avatar: The Last Airbender, the most strongest members of the team are women. The most powerful members in the Avatar universe are women. As a matter of fact, though, when I rewatched Avatar and even Legend of Korra, I was like impressed by like every single female character is well written and kicks so much butt. And they were doing this at a time that Hollywood wasn't doing it though. Because right now, I will say this: I'm not part of that anti-woke movement though, but I will say Hollywood has went just a little bit too overboard when it comes to like too many strong female characters, right? And sometimes they're not written right. But Avatar got them right. Avatar was empowering women before it was the trend, and I was really hoping they can continue that trend, but they're not going to. Only time will tell, you guys, but I have zero faith. I have zero faith in season two. Obviously, season two is not going to work though because Gordon Cormier, who plays Aang, he's already 16, and I don't think they even began doing the first unit work on season two or three, and he's grown up so fast. And I don't feel like this series is going to work as a whole. The first season was garbage. It wasn't worth my time. It wasn't worth no one's time. I watched it. I was bored to death watching it. People watched it, talk about it, and went on with their days. So only time is going to tell, y'all. Only time is going to tell. I'm really disappointed with Netflix. I'm gonna watch it. Okay, now we'll tell you this to y'all. I will watch it. I just have zero faith in it. But you're going to take everybody's fan favorite character, a no having nonsense bad mamma jamma, kicking butt, and make her soft and feminine. Toph does not fit the mold of a strong feminine archetype. She does not. She's a tomboy. There's nothing wrong with tomboys in media, though. In the Netflix, y'all had no balls. I know for a fact they're scared of the anti woke movement. I know for a fact they don't like backlash. They don't like controversy. All right, that's why they did not put Sokka in a dress and have him put on Kyoshi Warrior makeup because that would have gotten backlash. But you had no, but come on now, y'all. You already ruined Sokka's character. You ruined Katara's character. Now you're gonna take the goat, the fan favorite Toph mother trucking Beifong, Toph Beifong, Toph Beifong, and turn her into a tomboy. I mean, turn her into a feminine archetype, a girly girl. That's not Toph. All right, we already have a girly girl in Avatar Ty Lee. Ty Lee kicks butt and she's a girly girl. You don't need to make the blind bandit a feminine archetype. You don't need to. And is this is not Mia Check's fault. She went up for a role and she got the role, so only time gonna tell. But anyway, I love y'all, and leave your opinions, your comments in the comment section, and I'll be signing off. So yeah, thanks for subscribe. I don't really care. Do that nonsense. So talk to y'all soon.